What's up, guys? I got asked today to be a brand ambassador, which to me is actually kind of cool. I've put myself out there. I've created a large social media just on the basis of nobody goes it alone. And everything I am about is making friends, not being alone, having somebody to talk with, somebody to share with. And I had an app reach out to me and ask me to possibly be a brand ambassador for them. And I wanted to share about it because this was like the first time I ever had anyone really legit ask me to be a brand ambassador, which I thought was kind of cool. If you're new to my channel, my name is Eric. Hit the like and subscribe button. I am not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist, I'm none of that. I am diagnosed with ADHD, PTSD, GAD, and MDD. I've self-harmed before. I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. I lost a wife and a father to suicide. And I just share everything that I can to make sure that nobody goes through life alone. And so today, I am a brand ambassador for the app called Friended. And what Friended is I checked out the app, I'm actually a member of it. Is an app that you can go on just for friendships. And the reason I was willing to brand ambassador them is one, the marketing director reached out to me and was like, hey, we saw your social media. We think it's really amazing what you're building. I think that you correlate a little bit with what we do. Would you be interested in this based on the volume of downloads, all of that stuff? You know, we'd like you to be a brand ambassador. I was like, okay, let me check it out because I'm very, very skeptical of things, especially when it comes to brand ambassadoring, anything that's promotion-wise. One, because I got to believe in it, but two, because I've actually been very much taken advantage of it, especially when it comes to my social media gathering and what I've created and the effort and the hard work that I put into it to give everybody all the attention that I can, that people have taken advantage of that actually before. So I researched them a little bit, found out what they were. I downloaded the app, and it's actually kind of a cool app. I was like, dude, this was originally one of my ideas. Because let's face it, we don't know how sometimes to make good friends. I mean, if it wasn't for work, I don't really know how to make a friend or where to make a friend at. If I'm in a group or a club, I'll meet people through there and get friends through that. But other than that, I don't know how to make friends. I mean, there's not like an adult playground that I can go to and make friends. So this app was actually designed that you can make friends. And yeah, they're online friends, but friends are friends. And it's amazing if you find a connection because let's face it, so much of life is finding a connection, somebody that we can talk to that is there for us of just listening. I mean, that's what a true friend, I think, does is listen to listen, not listening to respond. So this was an app that you download it. There's a free trial membership to it. And the first thing I noticed is when I went into it, it did hit me up, hey, do you need a therapist? Which I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. And it kind of gave me this read-off line tied into my Facebook. And it was like, when was the last time you saw a movie? And so it was like, well, last time I saw a movie in a movie theater, Finding Dory. And so I typed in, my answer, and all of a sudden people started just kind of responding to like the statement I made. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And I just started talking to people. And it was nice just to talk to people. I'm like, you know what? This is actually a cool app. Because so many times we do feel alone and we feel that nobody cares. And sometimes our friends are even toxic. And when you don't have that deep connection sometimes with somebody and it's just a friendship level, those friends are some of the most valuable friends we could ever have. So I responded back after I played with this app for a couple hours and I just started randomly talking to people. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I will do this. So they gave me a link. I even have the link. It's pinned down below. The app itself is called Friended. And she was like, I've lost actually some loved ones to suicide. I think it's amazing what you're doing. And I was like, thank you. And it was really like, I felt honored because it was like, you know what? You have an app, something that correlates with what I do and what I believe in. And you asked me, like, I'm very grateful. I'm huge on gratitude. If you're not grateful for things, you're going to miss a lot in life. I mean, every single day I wake up, one of the things I have to do is remind myself of what to be grateful for because I got to live in that moment and not live in the future and in the what ifs. And I was really, really grateful for this. And I was like, you know what? Absolutely. So I started posting it on Instagram, started doing some TikToks about it because it made me feel special. And that's what we all want in life is just to feel special. It made me feel special that I ended up getting some people actually tied into my Facebook group. Because they were like, hey, you're about mental health. That's awesome. I'm all about that. I'm like, dude, this is really cool. And it filled me with that joy. I mean, that's what you got to find in life or what those small joys are. And you never, ever know where they're going to hit from and what they're going to come from. I talk to so many people and I'm like, hey, what are your passions? What are your goals? Because goals and passions, I don't think will ever cure you of depression or anxiety, but it helps you focus on something other than those negative thoughts that just creep in and seep in and then we dwell on them and we beat ourselves up over them. that we find stuff that brings us joy. And this brought me a ton of joy just to be like, hey, I'm a brand ambassador for this. This is going to be cool. I'm happy. And it made my day. It is something I'm grateful for today. You got to find things like that out there, though. You have to find things that you truly enjoy that bring you that enlightenment. Because if you don't, all I found is that we kind of drift through life. And it just becomes this nonstop Ferris wheel of, okay, I woke up, I went to sleep, I worked, ate dinner. You got to have the excitement there. And it's up to us to create the excitement, because nobody's going to bring and give us that excitement. We have to find what excites us. And that's where that trial and error breaks down, of trying different things and seeing what works for you and what you enjoy, what you like to do. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's movies, comic books, drawing, makeup, whatever. Find those passions, because that's really what self-maintenance is. Self-maintenance is taking time for yourself, doing something that you enjoy for nobody else other than yourself. And we all need that time. I mean, this app, I found it was kind of cool because it gave me some self-maintenance time. I just got to go and talk to people. And it wasn't like the usual text that I normally get, because I get a lot of text. And it's, I'm depressed, or my family, I got broken up with, I feel suicidal. I get a lot of texts like that. So just to have like these nice people just hit me up, just responding to like my statements was kind of cool, just to have that different connection on that different level. I forgot the joy of it. And so it's something that really brought it back to me. So I really appreciate Friended for allowing me this opportunity. Here's to see what happens with it. And it was like, hey, I like this, and I wanted to share about it. So if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button. My channel is all about mental health, mental illness, suicide awareness, sobriety, making sure that nobody goes it alone, trying to share as many personal experiences as I can, because I want to bridge the gap between a crisis hotline and therapy. And in the description is all my social medias. I have links to things on Amazon like fidget cubes, fidget spinners. I have links to my mental health peer-to-peer support communities. Even have a link to BetterHelp. Trial and error to find out what works for you, because what works for me may not work for you. And it's about finding out what works for you. You have a link down below to Renewal Recovery, who's a recovery group that I work for. If you want to try inpatient recovery, even to just work on this. Because the more that we take time and work on ourselves, the better our life can be. And you're an amazing human being. You're a BAMP. You're a badass motherfucker. You made it through 100% of your worst days to make it through 2 today. And together we got this.